Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be slightly different, and today is going to be about men. All right, I am a 50-year-old man going on 51 years old. I know people, men in their 70s. I know men in their 80s. So I know men in their 20s and so on. So I'm trying to reach men out there, and as you get older, you're going to have some problems with society. The first problem is you're going to be getting too old to be lied to and manipulated by these corporations. When you're in your teens and 20s, you want to try your best, you want to climb out the corporate ladder, but then you find out that you got to drink the Kool-Aid. And what if you don't want to drink the Kool-Aid, right? What if you're a crazy head, like a crazy liberal, right? Wacky ideas. I'm not saying I have the best ideas, but liberals, come on, bro. Those people need some mental health somehow, some mental help somehow. Anyways, common sense ain't too common with these people, all right? Some people think that because they went to college, you know more than other people. That's not really the case. That just means that you're more gullible than everybody else who sees through the BS. Why am I warning men, young men, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds? Well, because what I've seen being homeless. I've been homeless since December 20th. And I'm staying in the Salvation Army. I already have a job lined up for myself. So not everybody is a bad person. And not everybody out here in them streets needs to be doing drugs. All right, I go to the Salvation Army. You can't have drugs there. They will kick you out. You smell of alcohol, they will give you a breathalyzer and see what happens. You smell like weed, guess what? They'll piss test you right there and then. All right, so I'm not out here doing drugs. All right. And so the warning has to do with, there's this person I know. He is about 79 and he's been a dentist all his life. We've shared stories. He's a good person. He's donated tons of money throughout his career. He's African American. He was born in London, moved to New York, and is down south Texas. So that's how I know him. And he is sharing his personal account with me. I came to know Anthony because this black man was tossed out from a nursing home. Tossed out. Right, they didn't give him any time. They told him, hey, your insurance is no good. And they told him an hour before 5 o'clock. See, so they didn't even give him time to pack his belongings. So they basically threw him out, dropped him off at the Salvation Army, left him fending for himself. And he was confused. I can't understand. I pay my funds and I do this and everything's current. I've talked to my daughter, so on and so forth, right? Come to find out, a week or two later, he calls his insurance provider. Hey, I heard that my insurance couldn't cover the funds for about 200 days over at the place he was in. And the insurance company's like, no one told us anything. You can stay anywhere you qualify for about 200 days. And he was all sorts of confused, right? Because who wouldn't be all confused just being tossed out? Anyways, what we figured and came up with was that these people were racists. Hispanics. I'm one myself. Can be racist against black people. All right? It's so embarrassing that racism still exists in this world. Anyways, the very next day the day after I met Anthony, I came back from what I needed to do, came back to the Salvation Army, and the facility packed his belongings and just, here you go. See, so they didn't even give him enough time to pack. So they just tossed him out. And then he gets to the Salvation Army, and they kind of treat him the same way. You know, like, oh, you're old. They kind of just want to push you to the side. They act like you're senile. This is what men do. This is what men do to other men who no longer provide some sort of service, can make money off of them, things like that. Because in reality, men, you're only as good as people can make money off of you. If you can work, hey, you're okay. The time you don't have work, the time you are 79 years old, the time that you're in your 80s, there's no more that they're going to squeeze out of you. And I'll give you another example. There's this other gentleman named Santos. He's an older guy. And this just happened earlier this week. So I'm getting to the Salvation Army, and I see this old man, and he's kind of like has his hand behind him, and he's trying to get some sort of relief. He looked like he was in pain, right? And so I walked up to him and I said, hey bro, are you okay? I really couldn't hear him, but he had like lacerations in his ear, on his face, and he was trying to protect his back. And he was just standing there, and he said, no, I'm okay, but I knew that there was pain behind his words. Anyways, I go into the facility and this and that, and I sit down, I'm eating. And then people ask me, hey, did you hear about Santos? I'm like, why? What happened with Santos? I just saw Santos outside. Oh yeah, the cops beat him up. Cops beating up a homeless 80-year-old. This is why I'm telling you, men, no one gives a crap about you. No one's gonna come save you. No one gives a shit about you. So we have cops. We have nursing homes not giving a crap about men. I'm just warning you. This is what I see down here. This is the first time I've ever been homeless. I've always had a place. I've always been able to work. I've been always able to find work, right? The older that you get, the tougher it is. It's called ageism. They prejudice against your age, and that shouldn't be happening in this country, but guess what? It is. So I don't recommend any young man signing up for the armed forces. There's no country left, and no one's gonna care about you. Obviously, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, putting yourself in danger for some country, that's not the ticket for you, okay? Because you gotta give up so much to get so little. I also have an acquaintance that he did go to war for one or two times he went in there. And guess what? He can barely stand up. And when he does, snap, crackle, pop, and pain, he has to be popping pills all the time. And he did say, the money's not worth it. I would have rather had my health. Think about that. He's 50. He has to deal with this pain for the rest of his life. He put in about 30 years. And I commend him for doing that. Good for him. But the money ain't worth it. That's what he said. And I'm just here telling you, men, get to work. Do things for you. Don't worry about women. Trust me, I did it. I'm just telling you, trying to share my mistakes with you, the audience of YouTube, though you may not hopefully go down the same road I did. I'm just trying to save y'all some time. All right? I've made a lot of changes in my life. I put myself first. I take care of myself now. I've been single for 14 years and I've paid off all my debt. I don't have no child support and things like that. All right? Because I had to work hard. Because only you as a man is going to get yourself out of the trouble you're in. All right? So men, stick together. Find a friend that you guys can go in together on a business, whatever that is. Try your hand. If you fail once, who cares? Do it again. If you fail 3, 10 times, who cares? Keep trying. Okay? Because it's never too late. And what do you do when you become successful? Buying your own property, building your own home, raising your own cows or chickens or whatever it is that is in your heart. You can do it, man. If you want to do YouTube, start. All right? Whatever your wish and desire is, start it. And don't let anybody stop you, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to see you succeed. And trust me, been there, done that. And every day is a battle with people who are haters, people who aren't willing to put in the work, people who aren't willing to say, you know what, I believe in me. If you like what I do here, like, share, subscribe. All right, I am going to be working here soon on the oil fields, and maybe you would like to get into the oil business, or, you know, be able to work as a helper in the oil industry. Follow my journey. This is my 3rd year of doing YouTube. I've had other different channels, and they had to do with starting to loving yourself, respecting yourself, how to begin healing whatever pain happened in your past. Because what happened in your past, whatever it is, whatever trauma you went through, all right, whether you lost a parent or a loved one, or a divorce, or someone passed away, all of that is trauma, including abuse, including neglect, including all sorts of other things. And that's what I talk about on my other channels. And I will bring some of those topics here to this channel. I've gone on long enough, but the warning is, man, do what it is you need to do to get yourself whatever career for you. Do not put all your eggs in a corporation. They don't really care for you. When they're done with you, they will get rid of you, because they would rather pay someone younger far less money than your old ass. And I will see you in a later video.